Governor Pete Ricketts and other top officials visit the Panhandle to discuss a plan of action following the breach in the Fort Laramie Canal and tunnel collapse. KNEB.TV News starts right now.
From your trusted source for news in western Nebraska and eastern Wyoming, this is KNEB.TV News. Presented by Platte Valley Companies, premier provider of financial services.
Hello, I'm Ryan Murphy. This is KNEB.TV News, powered by Platte Valley Companies. Thanks for joining me. In our top story, following the governor's emergency declaration on Wednesday, Ricketts, Department of Natural Resources Director Jeff Fassett, and Nebraska Department of Agriculture Director Steve Wellman were in town Thursday afternoon in an attempt to expedite the process of getting water flowing back to irrigators.
We want to get that restored as quickly as possible. We've been working with the folks in both irrigation districts, both the Goshen Irrigation District in Wyoming, as well as the Gering Fort Laramie one, to be able to figure out what the best solution is.
Ricketts has also been in contact with Nebraska representatives and state senators, including Gering Senator John Stinner.
I think the big concern that I've talked to the producers about if crop insurance is available or not, I think that's still questionable and yet to be determined, but that's certainly a concern by everybody.
Wellman says he's been working with federal officials as well.
From the Risk Management Agency, I've spoken with the administrator, Martin Barbary, and his deputy administrator. They're aware of the situation. We're talking through with them whether it's a covered cause or not. So that will be their final, that'll be their decision one way or the other. But we're trying to work with them to represent our farmers as best we can and see what kind of coverage there might be.
The work on the tunnel is expected to take upwards of 20 days, but the irrigation districts are already repairing the 1,300-foot breach along the Fort Laramie Canal. If the temporary fix works, the engineers would then go in after the irrigation season and do all the necessary measures to determine the pipe size to go back in and sleeve the tunnel. Well, the Dawes County coroner has confirmed that 3 people that died in a Wednesday afternoon plane crash near the Chadron airport were all California residents. On Friday afternoon, County Coroner Vance Haug identified the victims as 25-year-old Duncan Brown, 61-year-old Damon Brown, and 68-year-old Sarah Brown. Investigators from the Federal Aviation Administration and National Transportation Safety Board were on scene of Wednesday afternoon's crash as the twin-engine Beech 55 on approach to the Chadron Municipal Airport crashed. Dawes County Sheriff Carl Daly tells KNEB News that a storm several hours after the accident forced local authorities to take steps to preserve the scene.
We did get quite a bit of rain. The wind was probably anywhere from 45 to 50 at times out there. For a short time. So there were some pieces of evidence that we secured so that they would not get damaged or destroyed because of the weather. Normally we would have let them lay.
More information about the crash will be released in the coming days. We'll have that up on kneb.com if it's over the weekend. Speaking of the weekend, Bill Boyer will be in with your weekend weather forecast. We'll have that right after this on kneb.TV News.
At Platte Valley Bank, we understand that you have a busy life, and that means you don't always have time to come to the bank. That's why we offer user-friendly online and mobile banking with features such as iPay, recurring transfers, and mobile deposit. So you can bank how you want, when you want to. Whether you prefer to bank in person, over the phone, or online, Platte Valley Bank makes it easy to take care of your finances.
Are you ready to join the celebration? Then what are you waiting for? Switch to Viero today and find out exactly why we're better. More towers than the competition, convenient stores in your neighborhood, friendly, helpful customer service, and top phones at excellent values, such as the iPhone XR for free. That's right, get a free iPhone XR when you purchase any other iPhone of equal or greater value. Viero Wireless, your better choice for wireless service.
Run with us in the unstoppable John Deere Gator XUV 835 and be prepared to go the extra mile. Because when others take rain checks, we take the wheel. With 3 wide seating, heat, and AC, this is the coolest, most comfortable Gator yet. Nothing runs like a Deere. run with us.
Visit 21st Century Equipment with locations in Scottsbluff, Torrington, Bridgeport, and Alliance.
If a sandwich needs a little something extra, you add bacon to it. If a sandwich is perfect just the way it is, you add bacon to it. Arby's, we have the meats.
This is KNEB.TV weather from the Arby's Weather Center. Arby's, we have the meats.
Not a bad looking evening. Skies are going to be partly to mostly clear through the early evening hours. We'll cloud up overnight into early morning tomorrow and be dealing with our fair share of clouds tomorrow across the region. Can't rule out an isolated storm tomorrow. Better chances come tomorrow during the afternoon and early evening hours. Temps are going to stay near to slightly above normal, and it looks like most of the next 7 days are primarily going to be dry out there. Highs yesterday right at 94, 10 degrees shy of our record, just a couple of degrees above normal. Nothing in the rain gauge. Almost whittled all that away. That surplus that we had to start the month of July, that is nearly gone, and we're down to 2.5 inches above normal for the year. Take a look at temperatures right now. We're in the low 90s for most of us, upper 80s in a few areas. 79 in Laramie, that doesn't look too bad. Here's 92 in Ogallala and Oshkosh, 89 in Kimball, 87 in Wheatland, 90 right now up in Chadron. Winds, you can see a little bit of pocket of winds from some of those showers and storms that developed in the eastern Panhandle. A couple of other isolated storms around as well that could be producing a few showers and gusts of winds. Here is the best threat of severe weather, well off to our north and east. However, right here in our area, we do have a marginal risk of severe storms tonight across all of north central Nebraska, back into the Panhandle and eastern Wyoming. That's marginal, so that's one of the lower risk of severe storms, but an isolated severe storm possible. We're going to advance this to tomorrow, and it doesn't really move much. Same general vicinity, eastern Wyoming into western and northern Nebraska and southern South Dakota with that threat of severe weather. It pushes off to the east on Sunday. Sunday certainly looks like it's going to be a dry day. So a few showers out there. They'll push across the area tonight. Some of them could go after midnight even before they die out completely. And this model wants to kick out a couple redeveloping showers and storms towards sunrise tomorrow. Can't rule out an isolated storm any point in time tonight or during the day tomorrow. Lows are going to be in the low to mid 60s. Then for tomorrow, we start with some of those showers out there, as you can see, and radar will quickly end those future casts. But by noon, we start to see more activity off to our west and southwest start to push across the area. As we go through 3, 4 o'clock, things start to get better organized, and then they push to the east across the area. By 9, 10 o'clock, things are lined up to our east and then pushing further to the east and northeast through the heart of the Sandhills and then ending tomorrow night into early Sunday morning. What's this mean? Well, we'll show you precip-wise here in a moment. Highs tomorrow going to be in the upper 80s to near 90 degrees. So here's our rainfall forecast. We're kicking out a little bit of moisture with this storm system. Not a ton, but hopefully everybody gets some showers and storms tomorrow or tonight that get you some at least measurable moisture. But there's the possibility, as you can see, some of these areas with maybe up to 3/4 of an inch of rain or more. So if you get under one of those heavier showers, they could produce some heavy rains at times. 65 tonight with a stray shower or storm. Otherwise, just a few clouds out there. Tomorrow, we're going to have more clouds than sun. It's really going to be more of a mostly cloudy type day. That's going to keep a lid on our temps into the upper 80s. Showers and storms will develop, especially late in the day tomorrow. Can't rule out a strong to severe storm. Primary threat's going to be gusty winds, but some hail also possible. Near 90 on Sunday, and we're going to stay in the 90 to 95 degree range all the way through the work week next week with little to no major chances of precip after tomorrow.
If I said everything you need to know about Arby's Ultimate BLT is right there in the name, how would that make the honey wheat bread feel? Probably not great.
Arby's, we have the meats.
For sandwiches.
KNEB presents country music rising star Dylan Scott.
I'm hooked on kissing.
Friday, August 16th at the historic Midwest Theater in Scottsbluff. Presented by Allo Communications and Viera Wireless. Tickets are on sale now at the Midwest Theater box office, by phone at 632-4311 or at MidwestTheater.com. Dylan Scott, August 16th at the historic Midwest Theater in Scottsbluff with KNEB.
This chair is way too big.
It's perfect for us.
This one's tiny. That's 'cause it's mine. Hey, this chair is just right. This bed is way too hard.
It's perfect for me.
This bed is way too soft.
Just what I needed.
This bed is just right. So come on over to Leave Heads.
Welcome back. The Nebraska Supreme Court has affirmed a lower court's ruling throwing out a former Scottsbluff police officer's improper termination and discrimination lawsuit against the city. Ian McPherson sued after his employment was terminated back in 2016 for refusal to take a fitness for duty examination. That exam stemmed from concerns that McPherson was exhibiting irrational, paranoid, and hostile behavior. Attorney Steve Olson told the High Court that all signs pointed to something not quite right with McPherson's current mental state.
You take all the other cases, and I think our courts have instructed that where an employer has a reasonably objective concern, like here, and it wasn't just on the part of the employer, it was a part of Investigator Bruns, Captain Wasson, Sergeant Lovelace, 2 different psychologists, all giving information to the chief, and the chief met with Mr. McPherson on a couple of occasions too. So we have a broad range of people all coming to the same conclusion. And that conclusion basically was confirmed and acknowledged by Mr. McPherson himself. I think it would have been inappropriate for the chief to wait any longer.
The Scottsbluff County District Court granted the city's motion for summary judgment, and McPherson appealed that decision. However, the High Court today upheld the ruling of Judge Leo Dobrovolny. Well, a 29-year-old Bridgeport man is being held on a $200,000 bond after reportedly selling heroin to a CI working for the Wing Drug Task Force. Michael Hackett is charged with 2 counts of distribution of an exceptionally hazardous drug. That stems from a series of controlled buys where the CI was able to purchase 1 gram of heroin at a time. Hackett made his first appearance on the felony charges this morning in Scottsbluff County Court. And the Riverside Discovery Center will be celebrating World Tiger Day in a big day tomorrow. NET, Nebraska's PBS station, will be at the Scottsbluff Zoo to help everyone with a free day of fun family activities. There will also be a special screening of Wild Kratts Back in Creature Time as well. Attendees will have a chance to win some special prizes, and that event runs from 10 to 2. And again, it's free and open to the public. Well, coming up after the break, Bryce and Alex will be in with their sweetest edition yet of Friday 5. Stick around. KNB.TV News will be back right after this.
The 5055E from John Deere features the value of choice with a cab or open station, 2-wheel drive or mechanical front-wheel drive, and transmission options. In addition to easy-to-use controls and loader compatibility. All of this is backed with a 5-year powertrain warranty. The only thing easier than owning a 5E is operating one. See your John Deere dealer for details.
Visit 21st Century Equipment with locations in Scottsbluff, Torrington, Bridgeport, and Alliance.
U.S. National Hot Air Balloon Championship lands in western Nebraska. Starting August 12th, there will be 50 balloons coloring the sky. Then on the 16th and 17th, 30 Old West Balloon Fest pilots take flight. Can't make it to the morning launches? Enjoy one of 2 night glow options. August 15th at WNCC or the 17th at Five Rocks Amphitheater. There will be a kids' education zone and tethered rides for kids 12 and under. The morning launches at Mitchell Airfield. To learn more about the national competition and the Old West Balloon Fest, visit theoldwestballoonfest.com.
You said yes. Together, you planned every detail. You married. And then you realized 500 square feet just isn't enough room for 2. When life happens, find a home that fits. First National Bank North Platte. Start your mortgage pre-approval today. You decide to add another to your family. You start reading parenting books. You're amazed that such a small human could need so much space. When life happens, find a home that fits. First National Bank North Platte. Start your mortgage pre-approval today.
This is KNEB TV Ag News from the First National Bank Ag Desk. First National Bank of North Platte, the bank to think of first.
I'll take a... Wait, what are you doing here?
I'm trying to celebrate. What are you doing here?
Celebrate what?
July is National Ice Cream Month, Bryce.
Since when, Alex?
Well, that's funny you ask. Welcome to this ice cream edition of Friday 5, of course brought to you by the Nebraska Corn Board. Fact number 5 about a National Ice Cream Month. Back in 1984, President Ronald Reagan proclaimed July as National Ice Cream Month and established the third Sunday in July as National Ice Cream Day.
Reagan's main reasoning? Well, everyone loves ice cream. He said that ice cream is enjoyed by over 90% of the people in the United States and stated that in 1983 alone, it generated $3.5 billion in annual sales.
He encouraged people to celebrate with appropriate ceremonies and activities like eating a lot of ice cream.
Now, if you're from Nebraska, you've probably heard of the Dairy Store, but did you know that they make their ice cream right here on campus?
All of the Dairy Store ice cream is made by food science students on UNL's East Campus.
Plant manager Josie Houston says the team starts by mixing milk, cream, corn syrup, sugar, non-fat dry milk, and stabilizer to allow the ice cream to hold air.
After it's all mixed together, the mix is pasteurized, and then the mixing machine freezes ice cream and whips air at the same time.
When it comes out of the machine, only 35 to 40% of the water is frozen, so it goes straight to the blast freezer for at least 24 hours.
Ice cream fact number 3, it's nearly impossible to just pick one flavor of Dairy Store ice cream.
In fact, the Dairy Store serves over 15 varieties of ice cream, from plain vanilla to scarlet and cream to banana chocolate, chunk, and everything in between, Alex.
America's favorite flavor is vanilla, followed by chocolate, cookies and cream, and mint chocolate chip, according to the International Dairy Foods Association.
Fact number 2, no surprise here, ice cream has an impressive resume with the U.S. dairy industry.
According to the International Dairy Foods Association, over 10% of all milk produced by U.S. dairy farmers is used to make ice cream.
Ice cream is an $11 billion industry that supports over 26,000 direct jobs each year.
And fact number 1, there are facts about ice cream that will blow your mind.
Like this one, which came first, Alex, chocolate or vanilla?
Well, if you thought the answer was vanilla, you're wrong. Chocolate was actually invented first.
And believe it or not, the waffle cone was invented by accident.
So an ice cream vendor ran out of cones and he was facing high demand from guests. At that point, he was desperate for a solution, so he turned to a waffle vendor nearby and they came up with a solution.
And that will do it for this week's edition of Friday 5, which is of course brought to you by the Nebraska Corn Board.
Go have some ice cream and have a great weekend.
This is Mike. Mike likes his car. Mike likes to save money. And Mike likes to breathe. So Mike fills up with E15 with 15% American ethanol. The clean octane in E15 gives Mike the performance he wants from his engine and the clean air he wants for his family. Better yet, E15 costs less at the pump. Higher octane, cleaner air, lower cost. E15 sure gives Mike a lot to like. Discover E15 with American ethanol.
For the card-carrying fan, get your Husker Visa debit card so you can take the game with you. Free with First Free Checking.
Find out what convenient really means at the Western Travel Terminal. Start with our great selection of food and drinks, from for real milkshakes and fresh brewed coffee to snacks and hot food. Next, check out our beer and spirits with their everyday low prices. Finally, let us work for you with our full-service gas station and automatic truck and car wash. All this can be found at 822 South Beltline in Scottsbluff. Western Travel Terminal, your convenient shopping, restaurant, and full-service gas leader.
When it comes to helping local folks with the loans and financial advice they need, we don't horse around. Our only goal is to help you and your family achieve your financial goals with the right loans and savings products. So if you want to bank with people that care about you and your financial needs, stop by or give us a call. First State Bank. We're big on you. Member FDIC. Online at fsbcentral.com.
Well, let's take a peek at what's happening on your weekend community calendar. That's a look at today's community calendar, brought to you by First State Bank, honoring those who give back. Nominate your community champion at fsbcentral.com.
On April 15, 1924, West Nebraska Methodist Episcopal Hospital, the region's first modern hospital, opened in downtown Scottsbluff. The goal was to provide the care residents needed close to home, and it's never changed. For 95 years, we've continued to provide exceptional health care for generations of families throughout our region as a community hospital, a regional referral center, and a Level 2 trauma center. Thank you for trusting your health care to Regional West Medical Center.
Why do we work all hours of the night? Head towards challenges instead of turning away, and work together to solve the toughest problems so you can enjoy the little things and all the big moments life has to offer. Tri-State and our family of electric cooperatives. Brighter, stronger, better together.
The growth and prosperity of our community is dependent on the reinvestment of local dollars into our local economy. When you open a high-interest savings account at Platte Valley Bank, we turn around and loan your money back to our community for new construction, business expansion, home loans, in backing agriculture, and much more. Come save with us at Platte Valley Bank and know that you are doing business with a local bank with local decisions that reinvests your money here in our community.
And finally tonight, as Cheyenne Frontier Days enters its home stretch, folks are trying to make the most of the remaining days. That's especially true for Miss Rodeo Wyoming Hannah Ostheimer.
I've been incredibly busy for all of Cheyenne Frontier Days. They keep us busy with parades, pancake breakfasts, visiting with sponsors, rodeo performances, and the night shows. So we have a blast, and we hit the ground running, and we don't stop till we leave.
The Sheridan native has spent the last year attending rodeos throughout Wyoming and beyond, representing the cowboy state, but states that there is something truly special about Frontier Days and says she's truly enjoyed the daily flybys.
I think all of us queens really look forward to it. It's one of our favorite events of the year. That the opportunity to ride in the Cheyenne Frontier Days arena is once in a lifetime, and most people have only ever dreamed of that, and we get to be here. And most of the visiting royalty only gets to do one flyby. I'm lucky enough to be able to be in the arena every day that I'm here, so I've been having an incredible time with it.
Frontier Days will continue through the end of the weekend. Well, that does it for us this time. Thank you so much for tuning in. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you back here on Monday.